So when it goes,
You'll hear I got you, babe.
oh, oh my God, that's so great. Thank you.
Yeah, you get
Oh,
some.
that'll help.
All right.
I got you, babe, of course. Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today.
It's cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach?
Not hardly. And you can expect hazardous travel later today with that, that blizzard thing.
Blizzard thing?
Yeah,
What,
right.
blizzard thing?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
there's a report on the National Weather Service. Well, you're absolutely right. They're calling it a big blizzard thing.
Oh, yes, they are. But there's another reason people are especially excited.
Especially cold.
Especially cold, okay. But the big question on everybody's lips,
On their chapped lips.
on their chapped lips, right? Do you think Phil is going to come out and see his shadow?
Punxsutawney Phil.
That's right, woodchuckers. It's Groundhog Day! Get out there and check that hog out. I am so sorry, but thank you.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Hey, watch out for that first step. It's a doozy. You never know when it comes in handy. Well, thank you, Richard Hensel. You probably recognize Richard as one of the original DJ voices that you heard over and over and over again in Groundhog Day. And welcome, campers, to the second annual Harold Ramis tribute here in Chicago with a special celebration of the film Groundhog Day, which Harold Ramis co-wrote, directed, acted in, playing the neurologist, and even he co-wrote the opening song. Harold was an actor, a writer, a producer, a director. He was and still is a comedy legend. It's hard to believe that it's been over a decade since Harold passed away, 2014. A native of the city, Harold loved Chicago. And one of his first jobs was writing for the Chicago Daily News. And then he was hired as Playboy's magazine's joke editor. Then Harold got his comedy chops training with the world-famous Second City Theater. He excelled at improvisation, and he went on to be a main stage performer, sharing the stage with the likes of John Belushi. When Second City launched their Emmy-winning television show, SCTV, my personal favorite, Harold was selected as an original cast member and writer. Harold's first screenplay, Animal House, was one of the largest grossing comedies in the history of motion pictures, followed by a collaboration with Brian Dole Murray on the script of Caddyshack, which was the first of 11 films that Harold directed. He and Brian even created a role for Brian's little brother, Bill. After his success in Hollywood with movies like Stripes, Ghostbusters, and Groundhog Day, Harold relocated his production offices and family back to Chicago, creating films and directing television shows like The Office. Always work from the top of your intelligence. This was one of the mantras of Second City that Harold lived by. Today we're here to honor Harold, who from the top of his intelligence gave us so much laughter, joy, and quotable lines in movies like, "Don't cross the streams." I don't know if I remember that one. "Be the ball." "Never hit anyone in anger unless you're absolutely sure you could get away with it." And 0.0. My name is Stephen Tobolowsky. I played everyone's favorite insurance salesman, Ned Ryerson. Thank you. I remember I talked to my insurance agent right after the movie came out and goes, Stephen, finally, someone is doing an insurance agent, not making a joke out of it. Yeah. But I'd like to share a story about the movie and about Harold that is kind of amazing that it even happened. Right before I was doing Groundhog Day, I was working with director Alan Parker on a film for a long period of time, and Alan used to try to teach me about directing. And what he said was, what do you think is the most important footage a director shoots in a movie? And I had no idea. Do you know, Nick? No idea. He said the film that you shoot the first week of a film is always the most important, because that is the film all the big shots, all the money guys, all the heads of studio are going to look at every frame. And if anything's wrong, if they feel the movie is going astray, you can be fired, especially directors. So I had this in mind when I was starting to shoot Groundhog Day. What are we shooting the first week? So we shot a few scenes of Bill and I running up and down the street. We did that. The second day, I believe we shot Andy and Bill and the groundhog, and Bill is being nasty to the groundhog and, just generally nasty. Those scenes the second day. We shot Bill attempting suicide, which I don't think they used a lot of that in the movie, but what got me was most of the first week, 2.5 days of the first week, we shot a sequence of scenes, and I think you'll remember some of it from the movie, a sequence of scenes where Bill finally realizes in the end, he's in his bedroom at the end, and he realizes he has no consequences. And so he goes crazy. And it's one of the classic scenes where Bill Murray goes nuts. And so he does things like he spray paints graffiti on the wall inside his room. He takes a chainsaw and starts chainsawing furniture in half. He shaves his head bald, and then he's got hair again because he's back in time. And so he dyes his hair and has all of this stuff, like 2.5 days of this filming. And some of it is still in the movie where he electrocutes himself with the toaster. All that's in the movie. Well, a couple days after we finished that, I had dinner with Harold Ramis, and I said, that was pretty wild stuff. And he said, what, the stuff in Bill's room? And I go, yeah. He goes, I'm throwing it all away. I said, you're throwing it all away? Yeah, pretty much, all of it away. You see, Stephen, we have to figure out what movie we're shooting. What is the story we're telling? Are we telling another story where Bill goes crazy and acts funny? He says that's always funny. But that isn't what this story is about. This is the story of how we use the time of our life and how that leads to us rescuing ourselves and everyone else involved, being the hero of our own lives and everyone else. That's the story we're going to tell. And from that point on, Harold Ramis started rewriting with Danny Rubin, the scriptwriter, all the scenes in the movie. And we were getting pages hot off the press going like, what are we going to do? And we shot the whole movie that way. And now, reading his mantra, always work from the top of your intelligence. That's what Harold Ramis did on Groundhog Day. That's why the movie is a classic, because it's a movie about us and love and magic and how it's all possible if we can only see it. That was my remembrance. Peggy. Peggy?
You're in.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Would you like to share?
Thank you, Stephen. Yeah. I'm Peggy Roeder. I was the piano teacher in Groundhog Day. And this is a real thrill for me to get to meet Stephen Pawlowski, one of my idols in showbiz. I mean, he's got a career that I would like to have. So when I auditioned for Harold over 3 decades ago, I was living in Rogers Park, and Harold spent his childhood up in Rogers. He went to Stephen Haight Grammar School on Granville, and he graduated from Senn High School on Glenwood, and I lived not far from there. So when I went in for the audition, we read a few lines, but basically he just started asking me some questions, and when he realized I was from Rogers, we just started talking about the neighborhood and talking about some of the landmarks there and talking about how the neighborhood had changed since he had grown up there. And just like Stephen got a good lesson with the intelligence idea, I realized, because this was only my second feature film at that time, and I realized that you get a part based on your type and what you can bring to it. but so much of it is about, does the director want to be around you for a while? Because you're going to be on this set for really long days and for many days. And that's when I thought, oh, I just got a very good lesson from this genius, that bring yourself into the room and be honest and authentic. Bring your talent along with you, that'll help. But basically just be a human being. So it goes along with be intelligent and be human. I think those are two very good things. So thanks for being here to celebrate Groundhog Day and to celebrate the amazing Harold Ramis. See you next year.
Thank you. And next, you know him, he's the DJ, Richard Hensel.
Hi there. Thank you so much for coming out. I have so many stories I could tell about the time I spent working with Harold Ramis on this film, on the story, the one story. Actually, there's only one story. I walked in and saw my friend Rob, and I said, hey, we did get a part, because we both read for the movie a year before. It was almost finished, and we're like, hey, we got a part, yay. Because we were like, nobody will remember this. So we did the thing. There was Harold and there was Danny and 2 engineers, and we did it once, and Harold said, you're stepping all over each other. Do it again, open it up. We did it again. He said, I liked it the first time. Do it that way. We did it that way. Do the other page. We did the other page. You're wrapped. I learned so much during that brief moment. I learned that you never know what's going to happen. Because in the end, it turned out that we were in the script, and we were actually as important as Zuzu's pedals. Thanks again.
Thank you. And in addition to my fellow cast members, I'd like to call out for Pam Casper, who's worked so carefully with Harold, his assistant, for many years. Are you going to talk? Oh. Okay. Well, thank you. We have Avi, are you here?
Ari Golan.
Ari Golan. He was our cameraman, and he also played an extra in the movie playing a cameraman. Typecasting will kill you every time. And we even have some of the Ghostbusters. I think they're coming closer than I imagined. Oh, the Ghostbusters are here, ready to answer the call. Now, each of us on stage, this is the scary part. Each of us on stage has a glass of Rita's favorite drink from Groundhog Day, which was originally supposed to be Campari with soda with a slash of orange, but Harold changed it to his wife's favorite drink, sweet vermouth on the rocks with a twist. So, let's raise our glasses. Grazie. Let's raise our glasses and toast the life and career of Harold Ramis and the Groundhog, and of course, to world peace.
World peace.
Yeah.
We're going to pause real quick. Can we get you all together to do
Okay.
a
A
stage
toast?
photo?
A
Yeah.
stage toast?
Everyone on stage.
Be real careful about backing up.
That right there is your photographer. Groundhog, you can squeeze in. Squeeze in next to Peggy. Get nice and close. All right. Matt, is everyone in good? I think so. I see everybody's face. All right, perfect. Big smiles.
To world peace.
World peace. Thank you.
You may proceed.
Yes. Okay, now it's time where the rubber meets the road. It's the Groundhog Day celebration. Once a year, the eyes of a nation tune in to watch the master at work, the master Chicago Harry, the world's most famous weatherman, the Groundhog, who legend has it can predict the coming of an early spring. So I guess the question we have to ask ourselves is, does Harry feel lucky? Here to translate what Chicago Harry has to say, please give a round of applause to the new president of the Groundhog Day Society, Ned Ryerson.
Hey! What a surprise.
Yeah. Needle nose Ned, Ned the head. Am I right or am I right or am I right? Right. No, I'm not sure. Well, I know what happened. Buster Green stepped down as president of the Groundhog Society, and whenever I see an opportunity, I charge it like a bull. Ned the bull, that's me. So now I've got Buster's cane in hand, and you could call me Mr. President, master of Groundhog Ease, personal confidant to the one and only Chicago Harry. Okay, guys. Oh, yes. Yes. Now, we are going to have to figure out if it's going to be an early spring or not, so I have to talk to him. And the one thing I know is that, has he had his shots? I know that these guys are sometimes dangerous because Bill Murray found out the hard way, they do bite. So I know there's global warming and all sorts. What do you think? What do you think it's going to be? What? I'm getting it. Turn. Yeah, I see it. Really? Okay. Okay. I got it. February the 2nd, Chicago Harry, the herald of heralds, seer of seers, prognosticator of prognosticators, emerged and reluctantly but alerted Chicago, Illinois, and stated in Groundhog Ease that I definitely did not see my shadow. Bing! It's going to be an early spring, everybody. An early spring. Picture moment with the most photogenic guy in the world.
Oh, he's looking at the camera. He knows. He knows his shot.
Yeah.
Make it run for it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. What happens? Should I put him up? You could put him up?
No, I got it.
Oh, you got him. Okay. He said, I just worry so much because Bill told me the horrors of this guy. Well, thank you all for joining us today for this special Groundhog Day ceremony and help us celebrate Harold Ramis Day. Oh, God. What a man. One of the most important men in my life. And I want to thank Navy Pier for embracing this event. Now, if you walk around the pier, you'll see the groundhog's face at the center of the Ferris wheel. You'll hear the soundtrack playing through the speaker system. And if Harry Carays is full, please be sure to check out some of the other restaurants on the pier who have joined in the festivities. Reunion, Margaritaville, and Lyrica are all offering Groundhog Day themed food and beverages. And at the Sable Hotel has transformed into the Pennsylvanian Hotel in honor of the film. Thank you, Navy Pier. Thank you for all of your help and support, and a special thank you to Chicago Harry for joining us today. He will be available until 5:30 for media hits, fan interactions, and photo ops. I'm not kidding, but be careful. As I mentioned, he takes it all very seriously. Yeah. Have your shots before you see him. It's been a pleasure to revisit the world of Groundhog Day with all of you today, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Can we do a photo with these guys in the background, like us aiming this way?
Yep.
The Groundhog?
Yep.
Like, yeah. You guys mind doing like a photo like this? I'll do a selfie. Everyone in? Everyone go like this. Hey!
All right.